Bible said that the sky was green. I think Christians would argue that the sky is green.
Well, it doesn't say the sky is green, so that's nonsense. How about instead of making up silly stuff that's not in the Bible, you specifically mention things you object to that are?
You'd hear stuff like, well, actually, in the original Hebrew, the word for blue and green was the same.
Okay, so you're not going to give any actual examples. You're just going to hide behind your silly little analogy that everyone knows is not actually in the Bible. All right, fine. Do Christians sometimes point out what words mean in the original Hebrew? Sure, but don't you think that it's kind of important to understand ancient Hebrew if you're trying to interpret a book written in ancient Hebrew?
Or, God's truth doesn't always match human perception.
Yeah, you just made that one up. I think what you probably meant to say was that Christians argue that finite creatures will never fully understand everything about an infinite being. But unless you think you can teach all the intricacies of quantum mechanics to a toddler, it shouldn't be that hard to appreciate that minds have limits to what they can fully comprehend. No Christian apologist argues that this limit in our capabilities means God's nature can contain contradictions, which is what I, interpreting your comment generously, assume is what you were trying to get at.
They'll rewrite science, twist language, and gaslight reality just to keep the Bible untouchable.
Yeah, you might want to tell Mendel, Galileo, Newton, Pasteur, Pascal, Bacon, Copernicus, or Kepler, all those founders of modern science who also happen to be Christian, that Christians twist science and reality. If it weren't for Christians, we wouldn't even have modern science.
It's not even about truth anymore. It's about protecting the book at all costs. Because the second you admit one verse might be wrong, the whole thing becomes human again. And that's the real fear, isn't it? Not that the sky is green, but that their book isn't actually from God.
And here we have it. Your whole video is just one giant straw man. You want to pretend that you can get into the minds of Christians and tell us what we're really thinking. But of course, you never responded to a single Christian argument. Not one. You just made up a ridiculous and obviously foolish analogy, then condescendingly pretended like you said something intelligent. Your condescension does not constitute a rational argument. It's that simple.